Hi, welcome to the channel. Today's video is titled Candace Owens drops truth bombs to OnlyFans girls. All right, we're going to check this video together, and I would love your thoughts and your contribution in the comments below. Obviously, somebody said to for us to check some Candace Owens' videos regarding on topics like this, or some Candace Owens' videos. So I sort of saw this one or came across this one. And I'm like, okay, let's check it out. So we're gonna check this video together, and I love your thoughts and your contribution in the comments below. Let's dive right in.
So both of you do OnlyFans. Having done OnlyFans, continuing to do OnlyFans, has it had any negative impacts on your dating prospects? Does it make it harder to date? Has it been maybe non-issue at all? Some guys like it.
I've never had an issue with it dating wise. No one has ever, because I'm very upfront too. You know, first date, if this is what I do, if you don't like it, this is how I make my money. Unless you're going to pay me the same amount of money I'm making, then I'm not going to stop supporting myself. But yeah, I never really ran into issues. But again, I don't do full pornographic content or anything like that. So it probably is a little bit different for somebody on OnlyFans that does do that type of content. But I personally have never ran into an issue. My boyfriend at first was, I told him and he was like, okay, well, if I'm going to date you, I have to be okay with this. And that was that. And it's never been an issue.
Sorry, I was asking a question. What kind of content do you do on OnlyFans?
Mainly topless content.
Okay,
So-
and you currently have a boyfriend?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Just that's the extent of it?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Essie?
I've also never had an issue in my dating life. I don't date that often though, but
Right, because you've been single for 6 years.
Yeah.
But it might not necessarily be related to that you're now doing OnlyFans.
yeah, I also don't do nudes on OnlyFans, so it's just like lingerie content.
Oh, okay.
So I think that
Alright.
also maybe helps because
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Let me say this, because when you hear lots of ladies talk about what they do, especially if they are OnlyFans, they talk about like if I'm gonna stop, then the guy is gonna pay me. Is now like now you understand why the relationship market, the relationship dynamics is obviously one-sided, because lots of people get into relationship or have this conditioned idea of relationship to be transactional. So I'm gonna be in a relationship with you, you're gonna pay me. So like people make it seem like being in a relationship with, especially coming from the modern women angle, most of them, they make it seem like if they're in a relationship with a guy, they are doing the guy a favor. Understanding. The guy is not okay with it and whatever. But why do people think, are there no other job other than OnlyFans? I'm honestly asking, because it seems like many young girls be like, that's the quickest and the easiest way to make money. I've got bills to pay. Let me throw reverse this question, because most of these women, it's always like, oh, if he doesn't want me, then it's not the one for me. Yes, you have your choice. It's your free will. Nobody's forcing you. But if you want a regular guy to accept you for who you are, what you are, whatever you are, being that you are doing OnlyFans, let me throw the question at you. Let's say you remove the question. Let us reverse it. Let's say you're a 9 to 5er, and your boyfriend, or you meet this man, and this man is not just OnlyFans that he's doing. He's also um mommy boy. How they call those ones? Jigo. Is it Jigo? They call them. Jigo. Jigo. You'll be okay with it, or you accept it, Abby? I'm asking for people at the back, because it seems like lots of these women, when it's their time, or when it's them, especially modern women and OnlyFans, these ones, three of us, when it's their own, accept me for who I am, accept me for what I am, accept me the way I am. When the reverse is the case, hope you too, you accept the man the way it is, the way he is, right? Right? That way, you know that problem no day inside. Problem. Because I'm not understanding all these ones.
Question here for Candace. So,
Because so
sure.
yeah.
Okay. Question here for Candace. So, what are your thoughts on OnlyFans, sex work, and do you believe that a woman doing OnlyFans or porn might have an impact on her future romantic prospects? And if so, how and why? I can repeat any. That was a lot, so let me know if you need me to repeat
fine.
anything.
I talk about this extensively on my show. I mean, the truth is that if you are going to engage in sex work, you are going to probably make a lot of money, especially if you're young. You're on a very tight rope. As you get older, your value goes down, and men are going to want women that are younger and available to them. I'm talking about in terms of just making the person who will subscribe to your OnlyFans page. You know, obviously, women, you're declining as you age, and the truth is that high-value men don't want to date women that are sex workers or even women that aren't sex workers and lean into the whole talking about how sexy and are freely available on the internet for other men to see. What we're talking about is biological proclivity. What men are doing when they first say, this sounds amazing, to date a stripper or to date a prostitute or to date a sex worker, is there's this instinct to have sex. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to have sex all the time. But then when they realize that actually a form of wanting to be in a relationship is feeling that there's a mystery to a woman, that there's something that's yours, there's something that's sacred, there's something that's powerful and beautiful that just you share. And when they realize that they have to share that with other men, it completely diminishes the man. A recent cultural example of that, obviously, is what's happening with Nina Agdal. She's not a sex worker by any means. She just kind of said some sexy things on the internet about wanting cock, and look at what...
Was not expecting that from Candace.
I'm quoting her directly, so this is purely academic. Purely academic, and look at what happened. You know, now Logan has become the laughing stock of other men as they piece together everything that she's ever said that's overtly sexual. And again, she's not a sex worker, but what happened is her value just completely plummeted because, they're this thing that men need to feel. And I don't want to say possession in a way that sounds bad, because it's not bad. It's actually really beautiful. And I'm lucky and fortunate that I get to experience that in my marriage, and it's something that women should strive toward. Women that make those exchanges in their youth, I think that's sad, and I do feel bad for Nina Agdal, is because she said a lot of those statements when she was really young. She's probably your age. And she had a camera, and she said it, and it lives forever. Right. And now every man that she dates is going to say, Dylan Danis has made her available to everyone. And I hope things work out between her and Logan, but if you don't think that that's going to impact Logan, or that's not actively impacting him as a man, it is. So with women, it's a trade-off. First thing you said was, I make money. This is about money. It's about money. But when it comes down to marrying these women, men just don't want it.
And that's
Again, before this other one says something, I checked the video that was an OnlyFans talking about how empowering it is. And then when you equate the empowerment or whatever, because they attach this thing that they do with empowering or empowerment or whatever, it's about the incentive, the money they get from it. That's what makes them empowered. Take it away from it. Take the money away from it. You will not see fly. Fly will not be there. Fly. Again, let's even talk about this. You see, most of these women, especially modern women, feminists, they say men objectify them or men sexualize them. But I mean, you're giving these men what? Come subscribe and see my nude. What are you doing? Are you not? Is that not it? Is that not it? So how are you now complaining that men are sexualizing you, men are objectifying you, and yet you are telling them, come and pay, you will give them? Did you not open the market for them? You potentially open the market and you're complaining that they are coming. I'm trying to find. I don't know. I don't know what I'm finding. If it's common sense. Okay, they say it's empowering. That one is empowering. It makes no sense. And I wish they would listen to what Candace Owens is saying. It literally makes no sense. It's not even about judging anybody. But again, if you're talking that, or if you're saying that men are objectifying you or men are sexualizing you, and you're doing OnlyFans, say, oh no, he's topless. What is topless? Topless means that you know wear clothes now on top for your chest. So what is that? Or you snap your body where you know wear clothes. But again, they make money from it. So there is nothing wrong with it. Nothing is wrong with it because as long as they make money, nothing is wrong with it. If they don't make money from it, it's sexualizing or objectifying. I'm trying to understand like that type of mindset because it's not making sense to me at all.
Exactly why I said that in this industry I'm single until I retire.
But it will still matter.
I don't plan on doing this or getting married or finding the love of my life until I retire.
Yeah.
Like truthfully,
And
then
I
after
hope
that
you see what happens to Nina Agdal.
no. And then after that, I will be honest and truthful with the person that I will be getting married to or whatever, and it'll be up to him to accept that, right? So,
And I'm
that would
just
be
saying that
his
men's
decision.
natural proclivity is to not accept that because it brings them shame. Men are biologically
Okay,
proud creatures.
I understand, but
and
not
to-
everybody
hold on,
can be
hold on,
like
just-
No, I know. I'm not. I'm just telling you what is happening and why people are. I'm just talking about cultural events, the Nina Agdal thing, and if you look at people like Emily Ratajkowski, she's obviously hot, but this is a woman who's now trying to make divorce chic, and I think that the understanding is in Hollywood is sleep with her and move on. She's not marriage material. Her husband, when he had her, cheated on her because they didn't have that thing. I feel like I've slept with the girl. I've seen her naked so many times, right? So there's nothing special about Sebastian Baer marrying her because we've all seen her naked. There's nothing sacred in that relationship. And I'm just speaking on telling you, this is why women struggle to get married when they've made themselves available on OnlyFans because other men don't want to share. They don't want to share their wife. They maybe will share their girlfriend. They might think it's fun to date a stripper for a little bit. They might think, oh, this means I'm going to have sex 12 times a day. But then when it gets down to just their biological instinct, it's actually quite embarrassing for them as a man because they can look up your girl and here she is, So that's what I think is happening.
Yeah, I'm just curious about your opinion on this because I've seen like a couple of people in like red pill spaces, like Pates or people similar to that, talking about how they should marry a young woman. Would you agree or disagree that that might not be the most like rational course of action?
To marry a young woman? What do you mean by
Yes. That I hear a lot of men talk about how a woman inherently loses value as she gets older, and that's why that they should seek out young women.
Well, I live in the South, and a lot of people get married young, and I think it's really beautiful and wonderful. They preserve this sort of innocence. I have people that work for me that want to get married at 22. They drop out of school. So I don't think there's anything wrong with marrying when you're young. I'd have to see the full context of what they're talking about because I do think, obviously, the longer you wait, and especially in this society that's creating this simulation that sexuality equates to freedom when it doesn't, that what he might be suggesting is that the longer a woman runs free, the more partners that she's gathering and her worth is being diminished. And I think that there is some veracity to that. But, if it's said in a way that sounds a little crass, like seek out younger women because they're not as used, and I can see why people would be offended by it, but that might be underpinned by a little bit of logic, so I'd have to see the clip in its entirety.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking is because in general, I think men do have a biological proclivity. I can't pronounce that word. Proclivity. To seek out like youth and beauty. But I also think when it comes to like settle down, you want a mother who's going to be responsible and good towards her children. So I think the idea that like men seek out beauty is true, but I also think men seek out a level of like responsibility and maturity that only comes with age. So I was just curious because of the other stuff I've heard from people.
And also it's like sex is just sex. Like it's just sex. And when you have a partner, you have an emotional connection with them. And so like the guy on your last podcast, he was on here a few days ago, he was saying how like for men sex
Let me say this, and I'm gonna say this maybe from a place of love, to the best of my ability, to the best of what I know. But here is it, because let me just say this: women, we know the truth. Men are naturally hunters or chasers, and we, as women, we love it when men chase us, don't lose attraction for us, right? As women, we, it's in our feminine nature to be desired and be attractive to our partner, regardless of the case. Men, in a man's mind, it's like, when you're this treasure hunt, you're scouting for something and you're still searching, you're searching, but you still can't find. You're just curious. It's a mystery. They love it. They love it. But if you're available, you give it everywhere. They love it too. Not like they don't love it. They love that one. In fact, that one, they love it because they don't stress. The one that they will have to work, that one they have to prove themselves as a man. They have to prove. But this one, they are not sweating. Because guess what? As the top model or OnlyFans, very beautiful, cute, beautiful OnlyFans girls, in his mind, you're boosting his ego because guess what? He will brag with his friends. Not like it's a good thing, but I'm telling you, I'm just saying it. That he too have touched this one, and then this other will say this one. In their mind, that round table, that this thing is an ego booster to be like they've been able to have access or be with this very beautiful, gorgeous girl that many men want to be with. There's no mystery again. Nothing is there. You're chipping it. No mystery there. And sometimes they will sit down and laugh about it and talk about it. Case closed. Guess what? He's chipping it. But men, naturally, they are hunters. And I'm glad Candace Owens also pointed and brought about that mystery. They love the mystery. They love it. So when they can find everything everywhere, if they come to this place, they see your nude here. They come here, they see your nude here. In their mind, they don't want to share you. Don't you know that? Why do you think when a woman cheats on a man, the man leaves? But if the woman cheats on that man, if the man cheats on that woman, he will beg, 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 beg. The woman will still stay. But let the man cheat. Let the woman cheat on that same man that have been cheating on her for ages. The man will carry his car and go. Do you know why? Because men don't like disrespect. And men don't want it, don't like that, like to share their partner. Like this thing is sacred to them. They want to keep it. They will protect it. You want to understand men? That's how men think. I mean, I'm saying it like that hero complex for men is important. That's why, guess what? They are protectors, providers, leaders. That's who they are. Women, we know these things. Let's not deny and lie to ourselves. Let me do it now. Then later, I'll come back and come and tell the man that, oh, I've done this, you accept me, Abby, you don't accept me. What do you expect? I should accept you. Almost every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I've seen everything. Then you should come and collect. You should come and collect it, keep it in this. So what happened? Is there anything special? Is there anything special? Men love mystery. And we women, we should understand that we are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of relationship. If today women decide that they want to close the door and say no, they are not going to subscribe to this hookup culture or whatever, men will step up. Men will step up their game. Because guess what? There's no free market for it anymore. We know the truth. Men know the truth. You cheapen it. So men too would if you go to the market and you want to buy something and your favorite item, product that you know that you love, you love it. Let's say is a favorite drink of yours, and you get to the market or superstore and they're telling you that that's them, you buy one, you get one for free. You will buy 20. I swear to God, you will buy 20. Because what? It is cheap. Bring it back to man and he comes and say, oh, subscribe. You see my nude. Won't he subscribe? Especially when he's got the money. He will subscribe. What did you do? Just do. You cheapen it. You will even come back. Is it not to subscribe? Come. I just don't know. Like, and the fact that these women or these modern women, modern feminists per se, make it say continuously say it like is empowering is what I don't understand. Like, I'm trying to understand the level of like what. How do you say that? How do you think that is empowering, or empowerment? It makes no sense to me. Let me know what you think. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. Of course, people may disagree with this, and that's fine. Everybody's opinion is or thought is completely different, and that's completely fine. But I love your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.